100 subscribers. That is crazy. I don't want to say that I never thought I would get here, because obviously I created this channel with the intention of growing it, and 100 is still a fairly small number, but it's still really nice to see, and crazy to like think that there are enough people out there to where I have 100 and plus now subscribers on YouTube, where like the people are interested in listening to me, and I am very, very thankful for that. And I can only hope that we'll keep growing and I can keep making better content. That is the goal. You can see here I have a slightly different setup. And I know it's been a while, but I wanted to upgrade some things for the videos. So that's what I've tried to do here. And to celebrate 100 subscribers, not only have I upgraded my audio, something that I had asked people, what I had asked on Blue Sky what I should do, and someone said I should do a collection tour to celebrate 100 subscribers. And so that is exactly what we're going to do today. But that is a job for pre-recorded me, so take it away. Hello everyone, pre-recorded Joy here. Let's just go ahead and take a look at all of this stuff. And we're gonna start right here with the consoles. I think that's a good starting point. So this is the oldest console I have. It is the Game Boy Advance SP. And I absolutely love this thing. So this is one of the first ones I got when I started actively collecting back in 2020 or so. And I love this design. So like I love how it just has this dual tone color, the red logo, the stripes here that represent the design of the NES console itself. This is the NES edition, of course, of the Game Boy. And then when you open it up, this part here represents mimics the NES controller. So it's got this sort of textured feel here with this thing that I think is just glued on top of the Game Boy Advance SP. But it looks and feels really nice. You got the red buttons here. And yeah, I just love how well this mimics the NES console as a whole, like both the console and the controller. They're very iconic. And yeah, I absolutely love this design. This is how I usually play Game Boy games, and I kind of love it. On the other hand, I have another Game Boy Advance SP. I absolutely hate the tribal tattoo design, or whatever it's called officially. This is not my thing whatsoever. The only reason I bought this is because I wanted to fix that one, because I kind of messed up the screen on it. Trying to clean it with airspray, I got some liquid on it and it got stained and whatever, so I just wanted something that I could use to swap the screens around, and this was it. I kind of hate this design, but I'll keep it around for parts in case anything goes bad with the one that I do like. So yeah, those are those. I actually also have a little case for it that I don't remember. I think it came with one of them, but I don't remember which. And it's pretty cool. If I do ever travel with it, I do actually use this sometimes. Moving on to the DS era. All I have right now is the Nintendo DS Lite. I bought this a little more recently. This is the lime green DS Lite, and the lime green doesn't come across very well in video. I don't know why. I can never get the color to look just right. It looks a little more yellowish than it is in real life. But lime green is my favorite color, and I absolutely adore this. I love how it looks. It is not super clean. I already bought it a bit dirty, but I love this color. But it is old. It is not like super, like there's some stuff about this feels a little flimsy. Like this screen here just does this now. And I kind of also just broke the top screen on this one. The light turns on, but there's no image, and I don't know exactly what I did. I was trying to fix the D-pad on this because it came with a messed up D-pad that wasn't, the buttons weren't clicking down very well. And yeah, I was trying to fix it, but fixing this stuff is really hard. You have to disconnect cables and everything. And yeah, I messed something up. The top screen doesn't work. But this is a DS Lite, and the biggest reason I bought it really was the Game Boy Advance slot here. because now this is the best screen I have to play Game Boy Advance games. So yeah, that's the biggest reason I bought this, and I can just have those games run on the bottom screen. I don't know why my camera is struggling to focus here. I can just run the games on the bottom screen, so like I don't really need the top screen for what I use this for. I would like it to work perfectly, but you know, it is what it is. That's my fault, and I don't want to spend money again on another DS because of something like that. So yeah, then we move on to the 3DS here. And let's start with the original. So this is my original 3DS. It's not my first 3DS. My first 3DS was the Aqua Blue model that I bought shortly after launch. But that got stolen, unfortunately. So then I bought this one later. And I also really like the Flame Red. I feel like I bought it because it was new at the time. I probably would have liked the blue more still, but I do like how the 3DS looks. I quite like it. Some people didn't care for like this the layer cake design as it is sometimes called, but I think it looks really cool. This is probably the oldest console I have that the one that I've owned for the longest time here, or close to it. So yeah, it's I was young, I was stupid, you know. There's some drops here, you can tell it suffered a little bit. It's missing the serial number sticker here, and most importantly, when I open it up, if I can do that with one hand, um, you can see that I've put a new cover on the circle pad here. Yeah, mine wore out, uh, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I bought like a circle pad cap, those things that you're supposed to put on top of the circle pad. And I just thought, well, I'll just remove the original circle pad and put this instead. And yeah, so that's kind of why it looks like that. It looks a little weird. But you know, it worked. I needed it to function, and it did, so it's pretty fine. The design of the original 3DS is definitely interesting. I like how shiny it feels. I like the colors. I don't like these buttons down here very much in comparison to how it was later. Also, this thing had a ton of lights. I think they talked about it. Like, there's two lights here. There's one light here. There's the 3D light there. There's the wireless light here on the side. I don't know if there's any lights on the side. Like, this thing had a ton of lights. Oh, there's also the camera light back here. So, yeah, a lot of lights going on with this console. Yeah, so that's my original 3DS, and what it was in here is the Circle Pad Pro accessory. So this came with Resident Evil Revelations, which we'll get to in a bit. But yeah, this gave the console a second circle pad. It's much more well preserved than the main one because I only use this for a couple of games. And it also gave it a ZR and ZYoung buttons here. I always thought it was interesting on this side, you actually just use the button on the console itself. They just left the space there. They only added a new button for a new L button here. Sorry, R button. But yeah, this actually made the console way more comfortable too. And this is still the best way to play games that require dual analog sticks because the new 3DS added an alternative, but it is not great. We'll get to that in a bit as well. But yeah, I keep my original 3DS on the Circle Pad Pro just so I can show them off at the same time. And yeah, they just go in there. And now, of course, we have the new 3DS. So this is actually a very recent model that I got from Nintendo because I had to have mine replaced. Mine stopped working properly, so this is a brand new console. It still has this little sticker here covering the IR sensor. That came from Nintendo. But yeah, this has the Majora's Mask covers on it because yeah, a big thing about the new 3DS was the interchangeable faceplates. So in the US, I understand that the most popular new model was the XL, which did not have this as a complete feature. Nintendo mostly just they let you swap like the bottom cover, but that was it. And they didn't really make like a big business out of that. But yeah, on the base 3DS, the interchangeable faceplates are a big deal. I love this one, the Majora's Mask design, the effect it does when you look at it like this. I also have a Pokemon one somewhere, and of course the original one was just plain white, which also looked really cool. But looking at the inside of the 3DS here, it looks very similar, of course, but you can tell the buttons here are now colored to match the SNES, which Nintendo is really big on this nostalgia stuff at this time. And then, of course, we have the C stick here, if I can get it to focus properly, which is the analog stick replacement here for the second analog stick. And I do not like this thing whatsoever. I hate using this to play games. It's really, really hard to make this work right. So yeah, I don't like using this very much to play these games. And then they put the ZL and ZR buttons on the back here. It's just not a very comfortable experience if you want to play like shooter games. Like, it's not very comfortable. The analog stick really annoys me because it doesn't move. It's like touch sensitive, but it gets really slippery after you've played for a bit. So like, it feels like you can't apply pressure in the right places. It's a bit of a mess. So yeah, I don't like playing the shooters on this, but otherwise, like, this is a huge upgrade from the original 3DS. It's much faster. The screens are slightly bigger. The design is really, really cool. They really streamlined it and made it feel more solid. Like, the entire design here feels more solid. They condensed some things, like the start and select button are here now, and only the home button's in the middle, so it feels a little more like a smartphone, I would say, in a sense. So yeah, I really like the new 3DS design. I don't regret getting it over the 3DS XL. Like, I know the 3DS XL has more of a premium feeling, but yeah, I really like the customizability of this. I don't know if I'll ever chase down more faceplates, but that would be interesting, probably. Then we move over here, and now we have the Wii. This is not my main Wii. I'll have to move to the living room to show you the rest of my consoles. But I got this mostly because I wanted a controller. It's crazy. Like, I wanted to have 4 official, legitimate Nintendo Wii remotes, and I kept looking online for used ones, and they were all like 25 euros. And then if I wanted a nunchuck, it was like 15 or something. And it's like, it always seemed like too much. So, and then one day I found this. This included the console, the Wii remote, the nunchuck, like the whole set, not in a box or anything. And they were asking for 40 euros. So it's like, that's pretty much what I was going to pay if I wanted the Wii remote and nunchuck separately. So like, I'm getting those 2 things and a spare console if I ever need it. So like, yeah, of course I went for it. And this is even the GameCube compatible version, if you can really see from here. But you know, it got the GameCube controller ports and the memory card slots back here. So yeah, if I want to play GameCube games, I can still do it on this one. It's just here for showcase because I have my main Wii in my living room, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, this is cool. I've never really used it, but yeah, it's cool that I got it for so cheap. Then we move on over here. Sorry, I got too close to the window there. And we have a couple of Game & Watch units. These are the celebratory Game & Watch units that Nintendo released in 2020 and 2021. This is the Zelda one, which comes with this little stand to display it. That's why it's out of the box. And this was released in 2021, and I love these things. Let me see if I can get it out of the stand there, so I can see they even give you instructions to set it up. And this is the little console itself. So this comes with like 3 games. It's Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening. Then they have like a version of Game & Watch Vermin, I believe. I absolutely adore these things though, because they're so tiny, so thin, so lightweight, so portable, and they're very single purpose and they're cheap. These are like great gifts for a kid. If you want to like introduce someone to gaming and get them into gaming, like, I feel like this makes like a perfect gift that you can give to someone that is like not a high risk, not a like high stakes or anything like that. And yeah, it's beautifully built. Like this is mostly plastic, but it feels really premium, really solid. Like it's really lightweight. You can just slip it in a pocket. Feels durable. The gold front looks really cool. This Zelda one is green, which I think goes well with the gold still. And probably not as good of a combination as the Mario Red. But yeah, I really like it. I really like all the art and stuff that they put on this. Like this is out of battery now, but like there's all kinds of like animations and things themed around Zelda when the clock is on the screen. Like I like a lot about this thing. The Zelda one even has the little Triforce here, and when the unit is turned on, you can actually see it lights up. So it is really cool. Yeah, the Zelda one is a bit more complex than the Mario one, which I have in the box here. Um, the Mario one, you know, it is very similar. It had a couple less buttons. They added the start and select button to the Zelda one. This only had, I believe, 2 games. It had Mario Brothers and Mario Brothers 2, and then the Game and Watch thing. And it doesn't come with a display stand. And yeah, you know, it's not as, doesn't have like that light on the back or anything. It's not as fancy, but I still really like it. And you can tell this has been washed out by the sun because my window used to be my shelf for this used to be right in front of the window. So yeah, that has been washed out a little bit, but I do have both of these and I love them. I love both of them. I wish Nintendo had done more. I was kind of hoping they would do something for like Kirby. I think Kirby would make like a really cool pink one. I might have messed this up, but we'll fix that later. Yeah, like a pink one would be cool for Kirby here. But yeah, they never did that. So yeah, hopefully they'll do more. Now, just a quick wrap up here on this side. You can tell I have a Switch dock here. This is what I use to stream when I play Switch games. It's the dock that I have connected to my computer. And then back over here, just to wrap up the consoles themselves, I have my original Switch. This is my launch day, March 3rd, 2017 Switch. I have the controller next to it here because I did buy the neon yellow controllers that came out shortly after. And then I wanted to have 2 sets of mixed color Joy-Con. So I just swapped the red from the original with the yellow. And so now I have yellow and red here, yellow and blue here. Yeah, so launch day Switch. I believe it has battery still if I try to turn it on. Because I charged it recently, maybe, or maybe not. But yeah, original Switch. Of course, I have little analog stick caps here because I was after what happened with the 3DS that I just mentioned, I was worried that the same thing would happen with the analog sticks here. I didn't want them to wear out and look ugly, so I just put caps on them. Yeah, original launch Switch. I have the box for it back here as well. It is pretty large. And then, of course, Switch OLED. Of course, this is much more recent. It was also launch day for that version in October 2021. Yeah, it's dead, but this time I got the white ones. I much prefer color, but because the Switch OLED launched in the same color scheme as the original Switch, I figured I don't want to buy the same one again. So I went for the white, and I almost saw the white as also like a special edition for Metroid Dread, which came out the same day as the Switch OLED. So yeah, I went with the white one for this. And you can also see the box for it here. That's Switch OLED box right there. Much smaller, like you can tell. Like I put it, like I put the original one on its side to like make it more similar, and you can tell it's much taller. So I like that they made the packages more compact. Also, you can see this is a Kirby mouse pad that I got from the My Nintendo store here in Europe. It's pretty cool. And then I have a bunch of boxes here. Of course, those 2 you already saw. Got the Nintendo Switch 2, which I'll show you. It's in the living room. Of course, I got the Mario Kart World bundle because it is such a big difference in price, especially here in Europe. It is only 40 euros more than the console itself, while the game costs 80 bucks digitally or 90 physically. So like I had to, I couldn't justify buying it separately. So of course I went for the bundle. I do want a physical copy of this game at some point. I do have the box for the My New 3DS. You can see the original white design. The covers are in there somewhere. And then we have this Switch Lite, which I absolutely adore. I got this just last December, and I love this design so much. From the moment I knew it, like it was coming out back in 2019, I really wanted it, but I couldn't justify buying a Switch Lite when I already had a Switch. Now I have a little bit more money. I bought this just last December for pretty close to the original launch price, which I would say is good because Pokemon stuff tends to go up in price like crazy. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about this actually. And it looks gorgeous. Like I can't take it out of the box right now while I'm recording, but it is beautiful. I love the blue and the pink. They go so well together on this light gray chassis. Like I adore this thing. So I am so happy to have this in my collection now. And then back here, I just have a couple of like big accessory things. Like I got Ring Fit Adventure there, and the Nintendo Labo VR kit, which was the only one I really bought. I thought the VR thing was interesting. I actually think I have that. Just the headset. I never built the blaster, but the headset I have that on top of the shelves. And then we can just take a look at some controllers down here as well. Of course, I got the Pokeball Plus with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I got the Neon Yellow Joy-Con that I already talked about, and the Joy-Con charging grip over here. Also, I don't drink it there. Those are Zelda Breath of the Wild coasters that I bought in the Nintendo New York store. Not related to console specifically, but yeah. Then over here we have the NES Switch Online controllers, which I bought at like half price. They had a pretty big discount when I got them. They originally 60 and they were 30 plus shipping. Shipping was 10 euros back then. Then my Nintendo store took a while to get their shipping in order here in Portugal. But yeah, 40 bucks for those two. And then the Nintendo 64 controller I bought more recently. I think it was also discounted. Was it 35 euros I paid for this? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I did go for it because I want all of these controllers. They're just a little too pricey for me, considering I'm not going to use them a ton. But yeah, I went for this one. Smash Ultimate GameCube controller. I wanted a GameCube controller that I could use with my Wii, and that's the reason I bought this. I found this on eBay. It was the cheapest option. It's like 40 bucks from Japan, as you can tell. Like this is the Smash Brothers Japanese name. On text is in Japanese. But it's really cool that they're still selling original GameCube controllers that work with the GameCube and the Wii, like with the cable. Yeah, I really wanted this so I could play some GameCube games. So yeah, very happy to have this. Customs for importing this from Japan were incredibly annoying. They made the actual price of this go up to 60 euros. Super annoying. But yeah, there it is. And then over here we have the Zelda Skyward Sword Joy-Con, which are absolutely beautiful. And probably a terrible financial decision on my part, but I love how they look. They're so pretty. They're so well themed around Skyward Sword. I only use them to play Skyward Sword too. That's the thing I've been doing, where like I only use these special edition controllers to play the game that they're attached with. So that's what I did here. But I really like them because like if you look closely, obviously the Joy-Con themselves are colored like the shield and the sword, but even the Joy-Con straps in the middle there, like there's a very slight difference in tone because the metal of the shield and the metal of the sword are slightly different colored, and the straps are also slightly different. If you look back here, I also have like an unofficial Zelda Breath of the Wild controller that I got for Christmas or my birthday. Like my brother gave this to me at some point. I really like that design, but like third-party controllers are always missing features. So I don't really use it, but I do think it looks really nice. And then just to round up the console hardware, we can look up here to touch on the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED, which, much like the Skyward Sword Joy-Con, I only use this to play Tears of the Kingdom. which means I use it a lot because it took me almost a year to beat this game. Like I started back in, on launch day in May, and then I finished it in January 2024. So yeah, that took me a long time to finish, but I only use this console for that game specifically. And I also think it looks beautiful, like the controllers, very well themed around the game, like the effects going on here. They look beautiful. My favorite part is the dock, which I actually never used. Like, even though I used the console, I kept using my normal dock, but like, this design is gorgeous. I didn't want to like ruin it. Like, it's interesting because it's also like, you can see it through the box, obviously, but like, it's glossy. Like, they put a glossy finish over the front, which the Switch OLED dock normally doesn't have. Like, it is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I love this thing very, very much. And it's just been in the box since I finished the game. It's just sitting there, like it's my pride and joy. It's like right at the top of my shelf. Yeah, I love this thing. So now let's go over to the living room so I can show you the rest of the consoles in person. So welcome to my living room, and here's the remainder of the consoles in my collection. So I'll start down here. So this is my original Wii. It is missing the stand. I don't know what happened to it actually. I don't know where it is, but it also wouldn't fit under here. So it's just like that. And there's a GameCube memory card here. And sometimes when I need to use the GameCube, I'll have to change things around. But then we have the Wii U here. It's very dusty. I haven't used it in a while. Yeah, we have the Wii U with the Wii U gamepad, which they're both almost always plugged in. I do, like, as I was saying, like when I want to play GameCube games on the Wii, I need to remove the gamepad from here for this whole thing to work. But yeah, got the Wii U gamepad and all that. Here's my Switch OLED dock, which is a little stain there for some reason. This is actually my wife's Switch. But yeah, that's my dock. And then of course over here we have the Switch 2, which I haven't replaced it entirely because I haven't put this where the Switch 1 was, because I'm not sure if I can afford to get rid of the Switch 1 dock entirely yet, because my wife's Switch is in there, she might need it. But yeah, I got the Switch 2 in here with the Joy-Con grip. It's a Switch 2. I mean, we've seen it before. It's very nice. Then over here in this door, I have a few more things. Got a Wii remote. There's Mario Kart Double Dash, which is one of my 2 GameCube games. I'll show you the rest. All the power bricks for the Wii U. I kind of just have them in here to save space behind the TV stand. And then a few more controllers in here for the Wii, mostly. All my Wii stuff, if I ever want to have like a party or something. Got a Classic Controller Pro here. And some cables, a couple of Wii remotes. I don't know where I got 2 red Wii remotes anymore. Standard Classic Controller. The Wii U Pro Controller is also here. This stuff getting a little bit dirty from being in here. And a bunch of nunchucks, and yeah, so a bunch of things in here for the Wii mostly. You also see the Ring Fit Adventure Ring-Con is in here. I actually need to send that to Nintendo because I think mine is broken. The Joy-Con connection there is a little fragile, but yeah. Got 2 sensor bars here, one for the Wii and one for the Wii U. And that's about it, except while I was recording this video, while I've been recording this video, a couple of things have actually arrived in the mail just today. So I don't have them in the rest of the video, but they're here. Got the Switch 2 Pro Controller. I wanted to have this, but I wasn't sure I wanted to spend money on it, so I found a good sale this week. This is a good discount. So I bought it. It's actually right here. Yeah, it is super nice to the touch. These analog sticks, I know now I understand what people have been saying. Like, these are so smooth. The D-pad seems to be a bit better. I haven't actually played anything with it yet, but it seems to be a little bit better than the original Pro Controller. But I really like holding this controller. Also, a game arrived. This is another purchase I made. I'll show you the rest of my collection in a bit, but this arrived today. It's not in the rest of the video. But there you go, Shadow Labyrinth. Very interested in this one. It's really cool. I bought this for the Switch 2 because there is a Switch 2 edition, but it's just a free upgrade. So this allows me to have a physical version that I can always use, but I can make use of the Switch 2 upgrades because there doesn't seem to be a physical Switch 2 edition. And also, before we go back to the office, there's also this little calendar, which I'm going to show you another one that I have in my office. This is a My Nintendo Store calendar. This is specifically the Nintendo Switch Online themed version. So all of the months here are themed after old Nintendo games. So this is Majora's Mask, Zelda Majora's Mask, and that's Super Mario Land, and there's a few others. So yeah, I really like these, and you'll see the other one a little bit later in this video. But yeah, that's about it for my living room. All right, welcome back to the office. Now we're going to take a look at the games themselves. Now, I'm not gonna go like through every single game that I have, of course. Like I'm gonna show them to you, but let's just get into it. So here first we have the Game Boy family section. So the thing about the Game Boy is, it's the oldest platform that I have. And also, like back then, I always want my games to be in their cases, but back then boxes were cardboard like this one. So these things weren't well preserved. A lot of people just threw them out, and so I kind of just accepted that. Like unless I wanted to spend a fortune, I was only going to be able to buy loose games, but I wanted to be able to store them. So I actually designed and printed. Well, I printed it somewhere else, but I designed these shelves here. I designed them myself to fit exactly the Game Boy games, well, as best as I could. There's a very slight difference in thickness for the Game Boy cartridges and the Game Boy Color cartridges and the Game Boy Advance. So like these ones are very loose. If I were to tilt over the shelf, they would actually fall over. Game Boy Color, not as loose, but they do come out a lot more easily. The original Game Boy is a little tougher, just slightly. Like actually, it's mostly in this one. This one, I think I didn't have the measurements as well. Maybe it feels a little bit tighter than the other ones. But yeah, anyway, got a few Game Boy games here. I think the first one I had was Super Mario Land, which is quite charming. I actually enjoy Super Mario Land a bit. It's very short, but it does what it sets out to do. And it's a short, very replayable experience. Then I have a lot of games here. I know I have the Donkey Kong Land games. I think at least 1 and 3. I don't know if I have all of them, but I think so. Yeah, I think I have all of them. You can see the Color cartridges. That means they have some enhancements for the Game Boy Color, but not anything too crazy. Yeah, I have a bunch of games. I have the Super Mario Land 1, 2, and 3. I have Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3. I have Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2. I have Kirby's Pinball Land in here somewhere. That's Wario Land. Some of them are Japanese copies. A lot of games are easier to find cheaper if you go for the Japanese copies. So yeah, I end up doing that a lot. Let's take a look here. Oh, the Frog from the Bell Tolls. This was a gift from my wife, which I really appreciate because I really wanted to play this game. I started hearing people talk about this game a lot, and I was super curious about it. I didn't play it here because this is the Japanese version. I couldn't read anything. I ended up emulating it, but I did get this copy from her, which I'm very thankful for. And this, I believe, is Kid Icarus 2 of Myths and Monsters. I found this at a used store somewhat recently. I haven't played it yet though, so I have to get around to that. I've played Kid Icarus 1. I think I haven't played this one. Now I'm actually not 100% sure if I've beaten it or not. I might have. I think I might have beaten this actually. Then we have the Game Boy Color exclusive games, which I have Wario Land 3, and then Mario Tennis, which I didn't enjoy a ton. It gets too hard. It feels like it starts off super easy and then gets incredibly hard. Both of these are Japanese copies, I believe, so I actually emulated these as well. Actually, no, not Wario Land 3. I played that on the console. And then here we have Donkey Kong Land 3. I specifically wanted the Japanese version because in Japan, it is a Game Boy Color exclusive game and the colors are nicer. And it's a little easier to read the visuals. So I really wanted the Japanese version for that. I played that on the console. And then we have Kirby Tilt and Tumble, which is a very interesting game. It's got a chunkier cartridge because it has a motion sensor. And one thing that I think is really interesting is that this is the only Game Boy Color cartridge that I know of that doesn't have a battery inside of it because the storage for the save data is actually flash storage instead of RAM, which is the way all of these works. These use a kind of RAM memory. And the thing with RAM memory is that it's erased once it loses power. So all of these cartridges have little batteries inside of them that keep the RAM active so that your save data isn't deleted. And that's why you may have heard that like after 15 years or so, 20, your save data may be gone because these batteries die out. And I actually had to replace the batteries in most of these. So I kind of like that Kirby doesn't have that problem. You know, it's just the save data stays there for a lot longer. You know, you just have to turn it on every now and then to make sure the memory isn't dying. But yeah, and then of course we have Game Boy Advance. I believe I have Wario Land 4 for this. I have Mario Kart Super Circuit here. I have Mario Advance 3, I want to say. I have some games I don't really like. I got them as part of bundles for something else. It's like some Lilo and Stitch game I never finished. This is a FIFA something. And this is, oh, this is Wario Land 4. Interesting. It doesn't have the label, so that's kind of unfortunate. I just kind of used Sharpie on it. But yeah, Wario Land 4, absolutely fantastic game, by the way. Absolutely love it. All the Wario Land games are fantastic. What else do I have here? Metroid Fusion, really like that game as well. Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, also very, very good. And what's the last one? Zero Mission, which I don't know if I've beaten Metroid Zero Mission yet, actually. I might have. I have terrible memory, but yeah, I think I did. I did beat it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the Game Boy section. I have Sonic Advance here in this combo pack with Choo Choo Rocket. I don't remember why I bought this, but yeah. Fun fact, I don't like Sonic games. I keep buying them, and like most of the time I don't enjoy them, but like it's such a big franchise that I want to like it, so I keep trying. But I don't like a lot of Sonic games, which is unfortunate. So now we move on to the Nintendo DS. Here I mostly have games in their boxes. I do think this thing here, this is also from my Nintendo, by the way, from Club Nintendo actually, when it was called that many, many years ago. I believe I have maybe 1 or 2 games. Oh yeah, there's Pokemon Dash in there. That came with my original DS, which I don't have anymore. But yeah. So looking at the games here, started Pokemon Platinum, which was given to me by a school friend. Like at the time, I didn't have money for video games at all. I was just getting into gaming for the first time. I bought that Nintendo DS for a really cheap price, and I really wanted to play Pokemon, but I couldn't afford to buy them. So my friend had Pokemon Platinum, and he said, "Oh, I'll just lend it to you," and he did. And then when I wanted to return it to him, he was like, "Oh, it's fine." And I just kept it. Like I got Pokemon Platinum for free, and I could not be happier. I don't know what happened here. I think I did this. I don't think this was always like this when I got it. I broke this somehow. I don't know when. But yeah, I got Pokemon Platinum for free, and I absolutely adore this game as well. I just have such fond memories of it. I remember seeing it on TV, and you see the distortion world where you're walking on walls and the ceiling, and you go in this upside down waterfall. Like, I don't know, that just really stuck in my head ever since. And yeah, so this game has a lot of memories for me. And then you can tell I got like a lot of super cheap games because I couldn't really afford full price games like Pro Evolution Soccer 2008, Mario Crisis, Bomberman Story DS, which I never finished either. Like I didn't get far in this. I don't know if it's considered good or not. Miami Crisis, I think I did finish. It was whatever, I guess. And then a whole lot of Pokemon. Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, then White version and White version 2. This is when I started buying games new more actively because I really wanted to have legitimate Pokemon. So at this point, I was actually using a flashcard for most of my games. But I didn't really appreciate most of the games I tried because I had access to all of them. That's the thing, a weird thing with piracy for me is I didn't really enjoy playing games when I had access to everything because I guess I just didn't give any of them the time of day. So I wanted to start buying them so I would appreciate them more. And so yeah, this is where it started. My Pokemon White copy, I actually moved over all of my Pokemon from my pirated copy to here, and then I started just playing the games legitimately. Yeah. Oh, we have Pokemon Heart Gold here. This is obviously before Pokemon White and all that. Yeah, love this one as well. Still have like the full box with the Pokewalker in here. Crazy that this thing cost me like 40 euros, 45 or something. And now the second-hand market for a complete in-box copy like this, they're charging an absolute fortune. Thankfully, I have no intention of selling that, but yeah, I'm very happy to have it. Then we have here New Super Mario Bros., Mario Kart DS, and Super Mario 64 DS, which all four of these, and also Sonic Rush Adventure here, I got these 4 games in one go for 40 bucks. Like I found them used, someone was selling them. Like incredibly good deal to get. Like the Mario games here are all fantastic for the platform they're on. Like they're really really good. New Super Mario Brothers, you could argue, is the best one in the series. It's the most original one in the series. So yeah, absolutely fantastic deal. Sonic Rush Adventure is whatever, I guess, but you know, it's fine. Zelda Phantom Hourglass, Sonic Colors, Zelda Spirit Tracks, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. Really good game as well. I'm kind of weird. I kind of like the top-down GTAs more than the full 3D ones. So Chinatown Wars, really, really cool. And then Tetris DS, which I bought mostly because of how much Nintendo love is in this. You know, I haven't like tried to complete all the missions and everything in this, but there's so many game modes here that are just Nintendo themed. They talk about it in the back, but they really don't showcase just how much Nintendo flavor is in this game. It's kind of incredible. Like you have to see it to really appreciate it. Like this one is Mario, but they have modes of like Zelda, Donkey Kong, I think, Metroid, and they have like these really interesting ideas of what you can do with the Tetris formula. The Metroid one, I believe, is one that's very interesting because you have like one piece in the middle and you just got blocks coming in from the sides and you got to figure out the best way to clear things out. It's kind of weird, but it's really, really interesting how much they did with that formula. Anyway, we move on to the 3DS. And so just to start the collection here, I have Ocarina of Time, of course, Ocarina of Time 3D, and I actually bought this box separately, the pre-sale box. I just really wanted to have this box. I think I bought it for like $5 separately. I bought it later because I didn't pre-order Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. I got it as a gift. But also, I've actually bought this game twice. Well, I got it as a gift first, and then when my first 3DS was stolen, my game was in there. So eventually I had to buy the game again. So yeah, there we go. Then Driver Renegade 3D, Mario Kart 7, we just mentioned too, also a great game. Star Fox 64 3D did not really do much for me. People keep asking for new Star Fox games. I just don't see the appeal of them. I'm very sorry. Pokemon Y, Zelda Link Between Worlds, Smash Bros. For 3DS. This is also when I realized I don't care for Smash Brothers enough to really buy them. Like I really appreciate what it tries to do, but they're not games that I really love playing. Kirby Triple Deluxe, I got that somewhat later on, I believe, even though the order here is a little weird. I'm pretty sure I got this later on. I think I messed up the order. Because I have these in the order that I bought the games. That is my intention. This definitely should not be here. I think I messed these up because I was reorganizing. So I might have to fix this. Anyway, yeah, Resident Evil Revelations, Sonic Generations, Super Mario 3D Land, We have Pokemon Moon here, the limited fan edition thing. It comes with a steelbook. Really nice as well. And then we move down here to continue the collection. Dead or Alive, Kid Icarus Uprising. Kid Icarus Uprising really just needs a sequel or a remake, doesn't it? Like this series deserves more. This game was absolutely fantastic. Also, you see Pokemon Ultra Moon up there. Also, that Steelbook Edition thing, very cool. Yeah, Kirby Planet Robobot, fantastic game. Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, I enjoy that a lot as well. The original Luigi's Mansion, I've pretty much played the entire Luigi's Mansion collection at this point, thanks to this. Pokemon Omega Ruby, Metroid Prime Federation Force is not fantastic. Zelda Triforce Heroes, which I would love to play someday, but apparently you can only either do it solo or 3 people. You can just have like 2 people and 1 CPU controlled player, so I don't know if I'm gonna make this happen very well. Picross 3D Round 2, really want to get into that one. I'm still playing Picross on the Game Boy. I'm trying to clear them in order, but like in my free time between other games. Mario Golf World Tour, Mario Maker 3DS, and Metroid Samus Returns, which I still haven't played. I bought this one very, very recently. I don't know, it is overly expensive, $52, but you know, that's just the second-hand market is crazy like that, so what are you gonna do? But yeah, I do want to play this as soon as I can because I've heard very good things. So then we move on to the home consoles, and the GameCube, I only have 2 games for it, and one of them is in my living room, as you already saw. But yeah, I have Wave Race Blue Storm here, my first GameCube game, which I was very excited to have because I quite enjoyed Wave Race on the Nintendo 64, and I heard good things about this. But I hate the controls in this game, actually. It's so frustrating to play because the controls feel really loose and very, very demanding. Not at all like the Nintendo 64 game. It's way harder. So yeah, I don't love how difficult that game gets, even though graphically for the GameCube it is very impressive. And I would love to see another game in the series. I've mentioned that before. I've made a whole video about it, I think. But yeah, this game, not amazing. Then we move on to the Wii. My first Wii game was Mario Kart Wii because it came bundled with the console, so I don't have the full box for it. It came in this cardboard sleeve that looks kind of gross now because of the glue in that and whatever. But yeah, Mario Kart Wii. And also, while I'm looking at the sleeves here, I later got Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort also in these sleeves. I would love to have the boxes for it at some point, but you know, it is what it is. Then we have Pokemon Battle Revolution, which is apparently not a great game, but I love Pokemon, so there you go. And I kind of wanted to be able to connect my DS games to Battle Revolution, so that was neat. Super Mario Bros. Wii is a good game. The Conduit, people seem to not like this series that much. I always thought it was interesting. I like the futuristic setting of it. And I always wanted to see like a sequel on more powerful hardware because this looked very impressive for the Wii. But yeah, that's never happening now. Twilight Princess, Mario Strikers, still the best Mario Strikers to date. The Wii one is easily my favorite in terms of all the personality it has and everything that goes on in that game. Very, very cool. Mario Galaxy and Galaxy 2, 2 fantastic games. I definitely prefer 2. I don't know if that makes me weird, but yeah, I like 2 a lot more. Conduit 2, GoldenEye 007. Interesting one, interesting remake of like GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. I prefer the original easily, but I know a lot of people have fond memories of this one. This is in French, but that's Kirby's Epic Yarn. Also a fine game. I think it deserves a better remake than what happened on the 3DS. But this version's a little too old for me. I don't think it plays very well anymore. So, yeah, I guess that makes me weird. Wii Fit Plus, yeah, these games are out of order. Like this is definitely earlier. I don't know what happened here. Sonic and the Black Knight, Mad World. Mad World's also very interesting. I think a sequel to this could be interesting. Like I have the idea that it's like a fully black and white world and only the blood is colored. It makes for an interesting visual aesthetic. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. I bought this a few years ago, and I you know, people kept praising Resident Evil 4, so I finally played it. and it's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing this. I haven't played the remake at all, but yeah, this game, and I hear this is the best version of it. Quite a good game for sure. Really liked it. We play Motion. I don't think I've actually played these. I kind of just wanted to have them in the collection because they're like Nintendo games, I guess. Donkey Kong Country Returns is a fantastic platformer. I'm of the opinion that the sequel, Tropical Freeze, is much better. A bit better at least. But this one is also fantastic. WarioWare Smooth Moves, also haven't played a ton of it. I have tried it, but it's not really my thing that much. Link's Crossbow Training, I have completed. It's fine for a packing game. It was actually, it's not even like it was included with the Wii Zapper, but I don't have the Wii Zapper. I just bought the game itself. I still think it's fine. Excite Trucks, Sonic Colors, Big Brain Academy on the Wii, and Pokepark Wii, which I haven't played that one yet, so hopefully soon. Then we move on to the Wii U. I got Call of Duty Black Ops 2 just because it was like the only Wii U game that was on sale at the time that I had the Wii U. Like when I bought the Wii U in 2022, I believe. And it was like, this was the only game I could find like at a store that I was semi-interested in. So yeah, I bought Call of Duty. I'm not proud of it. It's not a great game in my opinion, but yeah, I have it. Nintendo Land, love Nintendo Land. Like one of the coolest concepts Nintendo's ever done for like a party game. It is perfect for a big Nintendo nerd like me. Absolutely love it. I wish they could do it again somehow. I don't know if it's feasible, but absolutely love that game. Splatoon. I decided to get into the Splatoon series somewhat recently. I did a video about it. I got this for like €8 or something. It was really, really cheap. And so it was my entryway into it. And I actually ended up liking it for the single player. I didn't really care about multiplayer. So, but the single player is still interesting enough if you can buy the games cheaper. Super Mario Bros. U plus Super Luigi U. I only bought this for collecting purposes because I had already beaten this game on the Switch. But I heard this version is actually better in terms of like controls and everything, and it has a few more modes. So I just kind of have it, want to have it to have it, basically. Zombie U, really cool concept. I remember really enjoying this. I remember enjoying the idea of it. And yeah, I played it. It's good, it's fine. I don't really like the ending very much, but yeah, otherwise it's totally fine. And then Zelda Wind Waker HD, Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush, which is fine. Wii Sports Club, also just a collecting game. Super Mario Maker, I need to give it more of a chance. I've played it a good bit, but I haven't gotten like really deep into it, so yeah, no strong feelings towards Super Mario Maker. I kind of just wanted to see like all the costumes that you can get for it, because that's the thing people talk about. And I unlocked a few, but I'm not fully done yet. And then down here we have Yoshi's Woolly World, which is my last Wii U game, and I haven't played it yet. And now it's rumored to be coming to the Switch, so I don't know if I will play this version specifically, but yeah. And then, of course, we have the Switch. The Switch was like the first console where I was free to buy kind of whatever I wanted. You know, I had the job. I wasn't making a ton of money at first, but you know, I had the job. I bought the console on launch day. So this is what I have the most games for. Starting, of course, with Breath of the Wild. I got ARMS, Mario Odyssey. The Bayonetta games, fantastic as well, but 1 and 2. Kirby Star Allies, Mario Tennis Aces, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, also a fantastic game that deserves a sequel. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu is fine. Super Mario Party is whatever. The Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, we just talked about the Wii U version of that. This is what I actually played. It's pretty fine. Mario Maker 2. I also enjoyed this quite a bit. I played this before Mario Maker 1, and I liked it quite a bit. I liked that it had a single player campaign that was decently big. You know, it was enjoyable. They did add like the world builder thing that I really wanted to check out because I've seen some really cool worlds that people have made. But you know, it's just really hard to go back to a game once you've finished it, isn't it? So yeah. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, it's decent. I just kind of wanted something Marvel around this time because like Infinity War had just, you know, played in theaters and all that. So that was pretty cool. Astral Chain, absolutely amazing game. this needs a sequel. I hope Nintendo makes a sequel to this. I love the visual art style of this. Just the whole concept of it is fantastic. Ring Fit Adventure, I've shown you the box for the big thing before. We just mentioned 3, also absolutely amazing. Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Rescue Team DX, Bioshock The Collection. This is how I played the second and third games in the series. I had played the first one before and I enjoyed it, so this got me the rest of the collection for the first time. Deadly Premonition 2, very, very disappointing sequel to the first game. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, 2 great games. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, also very, very good. Not as good as normal Zelda games, but I enjoyed this one a lot. I even bought the DLC for it, I think. I enjoyed this. Paper Mario The Origami King, also great game. I know people love the original Paper Mario games, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like Origami King more than I like the Thousand Year Door remake. So, I'm kind of weird like that. Skyward Sword HD, of course, this game, I already had the original. We'll get to that in a second. After that, we have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is probably the best 2D platformer ever. Yeah, absolutely amazing, amazing game. Some people describe Donkey Kong Country as like hard games, and some of them are. But something about Tropical Freeze, the difficulty is so perfect that, like, yes, the game is challenging, but it never ever feels unfair. And like, I'm a sore loser. I don't like losing a lot of the time. I don't think I ever felt frustrated playing this game, and I fully completed it. Like, it's challenging, but everything makes so much sense. And it's just so well designed. So, like, absolutely amazing game right there. Metroid Dread, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Metroid Dread, absolutely amazing game as well. Like, Metroid Dread is fantastic. No More Heroes 3, not amazing. Yeah, it could be better. Very poorly optimized for the Switch. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, no more to say on that. Pokemon Legends Arceus, the best Pokemon game on the Switch, I would say. Probably the best Pokemon game ever, in my opinion. Very, very good. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, also an amazing game. WarioWare Get It Together is fine. Mario Strikers Battle League Football is kinda sad. Nier Automata, the end of Yori Edition. Fantastic game as well. I heard very good things about Nier Automata. And I was very excited for this port. It was really well done for the Switch. And it runs really well. It's just a very good game. Like, fantastic game here. Platinum Games, they know what they're doing. Pokemon Violet, the second best Pokemon game on the Switch. Also very good. Concept-wise, obviously the performance and the visuals are not good in this game, but otherwise it's a very good game right there. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is good. Metroid Prime Remastered, fantastic. It's my first Metroid Prime game right here. Well, yeah, Metroid Prime game. I only recently got into the Metroid series, and it is fantastic. Like, every game that I've played in this series is really, really good, and I love it. So yeah, very excited for Prime 4. Bayonetta Origins, Erasing the Lost Demon. Also great, a bit underlooked. I think the fact that it's a spin-off of a series that is already not super well known was a problem, but it is a good game. Tears of the Kingdom, obviously one of the best games ever made. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, very, very good. Sonic Superstars, not amazing. Again, I don't love Sonic games, but I do love the vibe that this game was going for. Like, it felt like New Super Mario Brothers, but for Sonic, and it was a cool idea. Of course, when I tried to actually play this in multiplayer, I had all kinds of issues, so it's not very well done. But yeah, it's whatever. Super Mario RPG, very, very, very charming RPG. I actually really like this. I like this more, again, than Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I had a lot of fun with this. The visual style that they went for with this remake is really cool. I really like how the characters look. The box art is kind of, simple, but you can see how charming the character models are. Like, they're cute, they're adorable, and I love it. Splatoon 2, very good. The Octo expansion DLC for Splatoon 2 is fantastic. Like, if you have this game, also if you have Switch Online expansion pack, you get the DLC at no additional cost. and you really should check it out. It's fantastic. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door was okay. Klonoa, I had more issues than I would like. Like conceptually, it's a good game. I wish the controls were better. Emule the Smiling Man, my favorite game of 2024. Absolutely fantastic. Like the story it tells is so good. I love this game. I just do. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, also quite good game. Mario and Luigi Brothership, I know it was a little divisive, but I really like it. Splatoon 3 is really good. Sonic X Shadow Generations is probably one of the very few Sonic games that I actually like. Sonic Generations is actually probably the reason why I still try to enjoy Sonic, because I remember playing the original and liking it. And yeah, this port to the Switch is really good. And Shadow Generations, I would argue, is even better than the original Sonic Generations. So, really good experience here. GTA Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. I bought this after the big updates for this game that wanted to come out, and it made it a lot better. So I enjoy these. They weren't perfect. I still had some issues. I did a review of it, but I enjoyed that. Star Overdrive, also did a video on this one. Very nice, for the price from like a very small team. Good game right there. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. I have not played those yet, so I can't really say much, but I've heard good things. And then my first Switch 2 physical game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I'm still playing through. It's fantastic. Also, I kind of like the new box art template for the Switch 2. I do wish like the front had stayed with a smaller corner thing here, but they wanted to make it distinct, which I get. And they kind of make up for it by having the more colorful spine, which I like. I like that a lot. So yeah, that's my Switch and Switch 2 collection. But then we have some special editions of games on here that I kind of want to show separately. So we have the original edition of Skyward Sword for the Wii and the Golden Wii Remote. Which, yeah, back in the day, these things came together and you had the music CD. 75 euros for this entire thing. And then, for the remake, Skyward Sword HD, game was 60, controllers were sold separately for an extra 80, so a little more pricey. Things have gotten more expensive. But yeah, I love both of these. I mean, I obviously I have more of an attachment to this because I got this at launch back in the day, and I was like, younger, there's nostalgia and all that, but yeah. Then I got Nintendo World Championships NES Edition, the deluxe set, because this game without the deluxe set was only a digital release. But I really wanted the physical, and I also really wanted everything that this includes. There's a bunch of things inside. They show it here on the back. Of course, you got the game card. There's this game pack replica, like of the original, as if it was like an original NES game. That's really cool as well. 5 pins and a bunch of 13 art cards here. They're also really cool. If I can, I'll put those in the video. But yeah, this is a really cool bundle that I like a lot, and I really wanted to take a look to just have it. I like collecting trinkets like this, and this is a really cool special edition. And I actually like this game. I know people hate that it's not as good as Nintendo NES Remix on the Wii U. It's not as unique and inventive. But I still had a good time with this. I did all the challenges. I got the max rank in all the challenges. And it was hard at times, for sure. But I enjoyed it. And I hope they can expand on this a bit more with sequels and things like that. Maybe bring back some of that NES Remix spirit a bit more. More recently, I bought Sonic Mania Plus. I've actually been eyeing this one for a while. Sonic Mania is the quintessential game. Everyone says this is the good Sonic game. In modern times, this is the one. So I'm hoping this is the game that can convince me that Sonic games can be good. Of course, Sonic's and Shadow Generations is already quite good, but yeah. Also, I really like how this box looks. I bought this used. It's not in perfect condition, sadly. It took me a while to convince myself to buy it, but it still looks pretty good. So, and then here we have Bayonetta 3, the Trinity Masquerade Edition. Yeah, I initially bought the game just by itself, but then I found this randomly, and I was like, yeah, I really want this. So I have this. I have Bayonetta 2 up here. I really want the physical of Bayonetta 1 because this special edition includes like 3 covers for all 3 games. They are themed the same, and I would be love to be able to like set them up all together. I never was able to find the physical edition of Bayonetta 1 though. So we know. We'll see. We'll see. But this is really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in there as well. And then over on this side, we have Resident Evil Revelations. This isn't a limited edition, but it is, the game came bundled with the Circle Path Pro. And of course, I got that bundle because it was the ideal way to play. So, big box. You already saw the Circle Path Pro itself. This is a great game. I was actually really, really happy that the 3DS got this as an exclusive. It's really impressive for the 3DS. And the fact that it got ported to other consoles, like to home consoles, like that's a pretty good sign. But yeah, then we have the Link's Awakening limited edition. This one is also really cool. It comes with this little paper stuff around it, and then you can easily take this off. So I can just show you. And then of course there's a box. There's a steelbook that's like an old school Game Boy, and then under all of that, there is an art book that is also very cute. So this is a very cool limited edition. It wasn't like a lot more expensive than the base game, so it was fine. I remember I bought this, and for some reason they sent me also a normal copy of the game separately, so I actually ended up giving that to my wife. And then we have Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the limited edition. This one is really hard to unbox, so I can't show you the contents, but it's really cool. We got obviously the physical game. There's also an art book in here. There's a beautiful like metal poster. I had never heard of metal posters before this, but it looks beautiful. Like the finish on it, it's really shiny. The art itself is beautiful. It's really, really, really nice. And there's a handful of pins that are also cool to have. So I also enjoy those. And then down here, the only thing I have here left is these couple posters are like pre-order bonuses for a couple games. So this is from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and this is from Pokemon Violet. But yeah, a couple bonuses there. Let's put all of this back in place. And then after this, it's really mostly trinkets. I showed you the controllers and everything. So like I have a lot of gaming trinkets, things that I just kind of want, that I like to have because I like Nintendo. So I have this poster here. Got a lot of posters actually. This one is framed. This is a gift from my brother, I believe. Then I have these 2 here. They're all on the floor because I can't put holes in the walls here. But yeah, I got this Pikachu one, and the one that I love the most is the Breath of the Wild one. This has like a custom-made frame for it. Like it's a wooden frame, glass front. Like this one is the most special of them all. These ones are pretty cheap plastic frames, but this one I really love. And that's not even counting. I have 4 boxes with 3 posters each in here. These are all from the My Nintendo store as well. They've had a few ones, like one for Game Boy games, another for Game Boy Advance games, and then one for like multiplayer games, and there was one to celebrate Super Mario 3D All Stars. So I'll try to put up pictures of all of those on the screen. Then here we have a Triforce pillow that I believe I also got at the Nintendo New York store. Very cute. Obviously, a few amiibo up here. Obviously, Link from the Smash Brothers series, one of the very first ones to be made. You can see how yellowish it is. This one I technically don't own. This is belongs to a friend of mine, but he doesn't use it, and he just kind of lets me keep it. But it's technically his. Then we have Zelda herself from Breath of the Wild. Mario from Mario Odyssey. I really like this one. Ryder Link from Breath of the Wild. I believe my wife gave this to me as a gift. And then Zelda and Loftwing from Skyward Sword HD. This is also like a beautiful, beautiful amiibo. Like, and the more modern amiibo, Nintendo has started making them like really, really detailed and very expensive too. But like, this is such a good figure. Like, I really like this one. And then down here we have the Metroid Dread amiibo. Samus and Emmy, very good figures as well. All of the champions from Breath of the Wild are here, also very cool figures. Most of these I have never even opened. And then the Guardian, this is a gigantic amiibo compared to all the other ones. It's really, really large. And it's really cool. Like, I have opened this one. The legs actually do articulate. You can like make them bend a little bit. It's very cool. It's just very cool. So I like this one a lot. Then I have just a bunch of like random toys. Back there, this is a Cappy hat that was a pre-order bonus for Super Mario Odyssey. You can actually wear it. There's a Link figure down back there. There was also a gift. These are all like McDonald's actually. McDonald's toys. All of these Pokemon figures here in the front. All of these are McDonald's toys. This one, I don't know what happened with the Pikachu's here. I made some silly things here, but yeah. This one is actually from Burger King. It's the Detective Pikachu. And the other Pikachu is from McDonald's as well. This was like a building thing that my brother gave to me. He always gets me like gaming thing, like Pokemon things like this. Because Pokemon merchandise is the easiest to find, so he gets me a lot of that stuff. He also gave me this 3D puzzle sort of thing. And here we have a giant Funko Pop that is also a gift from my brother. I don't usually like Funko Pops, but I think this giant one for Squirtle is really, really cute. So I actually quite like this. You see the Labo VR headset back there, by the way. And that is just a soda can that had Pichu on it. I don't know, I like that it had Pichu on it, and I washed it after I finished the drink, and I kept the can. Something else from my brother, this is just a case, a box. I have a couple of trinkets in here as well. But I also have like a bunch of random things, so I don't want to open it up. But I have like postcards from the My Nintendo store or Club Nintendo that mimic Hanafuda cards, so like the Mario ones. So I have that in there as well. I have this ocarina that I bought last year at a con, so got that as well. Yeah, that's mostly it. Like in terms of trinkets, there's like this shoe here that my brother also got me. So a lot of things that my brother gets me, like small trinkets. This Mario thing back there, the keychain, that came with some game that I bought. I forget what it was. But yeah, a lot of smaller trinkets here as well. One thing that I have back here that I didn't mention before are the My Nintendo calendars. There is two for 2025, and there's a 2024 one. I have the things back in there. But for the 2025 one, if you look over here, I'm currently using, this is the one that has like more modern games. I actually should change this to August because it's August 1st now. But yeah, this is the one that has more modern games. And then the other one is in the living room, and I've shown that to you. And that's pretty much it for my collection. I know that was a pretty long video, but yeah, that is just about everything that it is in my collection in terms of not only consoles and games, but even collectibles and trinkets that are related to gaming. There's a lot here, and if you watched all of it, thank you so much for that. I'm very glad that you found it interesting. One thing I did forget, I do have the Switch 1 Pro controller. I didn't include that in the video. I realized that after the fact. But yeah, I do have a Switch 1 Pro controller. And yeah, that is my collection. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I'm so sorry for taking almost 2 months to make a new video. You know, after I hit 100 subscribers, I really wanted to upgrade my audio. You can see my little lav mic here. Because my setup before was not good whatsoever. I had the desktop mic, but I think it was broken or something. And so the only way I could make these videos was to use noise removal when editing it. And so that made the audio listenable, but you could still kind of tell the quality wasn't great. And it was also, by doing the noise removal, it was kind of taking away some characteristics of my voice. So this microphone, I've done a lot of testing, gone through a lot of frustrations, which is part of the reason why it took so long to do this. But it's not perfect, but it's a big improvement. You're listening to me without any noise removal filters specifically. I'm still processing the audio a little bit, but in a way that lets my voice come through much more naturally. So I hope things sound much better. I hope you like how the video turns out now, and I'm very excited. This video is also very long, so that's another reason why it took so long to produce. It's just very hard to fit this in a normal weekend when I'm working full time. So I'm very glad to be able to get this video out, because now we can get back to hopefully a normal schedule, weekly videos, shorter, and I've been playing a lot of Switch too, so I'd love to talk about that a lot more. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you for 100 subscribers, and I will see you soon. I should be streaming tonight too, so I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye.